Okay, welcome everybody once again to another stage of the tutorial. At this point, I just want to let learners be familiar with the use of the SMM7. SMM7 is the standard method of measurement, 7th edition. SMM7 is standard method of measurement, 7th edition, and this is by British standard. So should you have any other method of measurement per your location, you can use that. Okay, so this time we will go to our bill of quantity so that I can explain some few items. So I'm going to my Excel sheet. Okay, this is a sample of bill of quantity I'm working on for this project. My point here is that how will you understand these items listed here? How do you come by them? Okay, for instance, you know that from the beginning of the project you have to clear the site. How do you get this in a standard description and measurement even? So this is where the standard method of measurement, which is the SMM7, comes in. Okay, here it is. So if you have a copy of the SMM7, here is it, SMM7. Okay, standard method of measurement of building works, 7th edition. Okay, so let's scroll down to the vital part. Okay, detail content. You can see on section A is only preliminaries or general conditions on the site. Okay, I want to jump this so that I'll go to the vital items at this point so we can understand the concept. Okay, so the preliminary items are done. Let's look at the summary of contents. So what we were trying to do is the groundworks. Okay, this is on section D. Okay, when we are working on any form of concrete, it will be in situ concrete particular. It will be under section E. So this is where this standard method of measurement is like a chart. So you pick the chart, you go to where that particular category of item you are measuring. For instance, you want to measure windows, doors, and stairs. You go to L section and get the descriptions done. Okay, so let me go back to the bill of quantity we were working with. Okay, here is it. Clear the site. We see the need to clear the site, so we want to get the standard method of measurement. So we go to the SMM7. Okay, so we realize that can be seen under groundworks. Okay, so let's go to section D. Okay, let me look at something. See section D here. It gives you details: ground investigation, soil stabilization, site dewatering, excavating and filling, cast in place concrete piling, and all these things are under the groundworks. Okay, but we can't find the site clearance. Okay, here. So where do we look at that? So let's look at another section. This is how we use it, so let's carefully look at them. So under demolition, alteration, and renovation, the topic is eliminate clearing of site from here. Okay, so we go to another section. Okay, watering, we can't find it. Cladding and covering, we can't find it. So surface measurements, we can't find it. Building fabrics, so let's go to the class D. Okay, then we look for the items. There we see the chart. Okay. Preliminaries, general conditions. We start. This is the first chart, so look at them. Drawings and all that. Okay, so stage by stage. So all these are under. So we come under class demolition and renovation. See, it has the topics here. So look at these items as it describes. To the next stage, keep going. So let's go to where we can find clearing of site. Okay, alternative. We have alternative spot items. Okay, go next. Repairing, renovation. No. Okay, how groundwork. Okay. Okay, so my point here is that when you come to the sessions, you get details. Okay, so the class D or session D carries the groundworks, general site works before the work begins. So here we have it. You can read this note, you have time. But my point here is that under the class D20, you look at site preparation. This is where you have the clearing of site. So we have removing of trees. So I will come back to that. Let me explain clearing of site so we can continue. So at this point, session 1.3 state clearing of site or vegetation. Okay, and it's give you detail that describe sufficient for identification stated. So how you find the ground, you describe how the vegetation is so that it can be clearly done. And it's telling you that it is measured in meter square or an area. So after that, there are further information here. Further information here. So still under D1, you see that site vegetation is bushes, scrub, undergrowth, hedges, and trees and tree stumps. You see, less than 600 mm girth. Okay, the girth of the tree here is if you cut the tree at a normal height of, let's say, 1 meter high, cut it. Okay, that section you see through the tree should be less than 600 mm before you can classify it under clearing of site. So there's no further information. So based on this tree, that it says that a mean girth of a mean girth or a girth of 600 mm less. Let me explain here. You look at these other sizes that removing trees and removing tree stumps. Okay, for removing trees, you should understand it's different from removing tree stumps. Removing trees, the whole tree. Let's say you are using a dozer to remove a whole long tree. So you go further, you see further information is measured in number. By removing the tree stump is supposing that the trees has been cut down and the stump is still in the ground and you are removing. So there's further information giving you details of measurement. For instance, for here it's saying that a girth of 600 mm to 1.5 meters. You describe and give these details. And then also, if it is a tree stump, also it should be more than 1.5 meters to 3 meters before you can classify it under removing of trees. So all this information is there. Further information at this side you can read. So let's go back to the SMM7, the bill of quantities. Here is it. So clearly you can see that clear sight of all bushes, as you see in the SMM7, we describe it, and here it is in the unit. Removing trees in numbers. So you go accordingly like that. So let's say we are excavating foundation trench. So let's go to the SMM7 to see how it is used here. So we have excavation trench. So let's still look for it. It should be underground work. Okay, so we keep going. Okay, F support, no disposal. So if you keep going further, you look for it in the chart, you should get it. Okay, the SMM7 has been scanned, so you can clearly flip. If it were to be a book, you can clearly flip them easily and look at the pages and go. Okay, so I'm looking for the trench. Okay, this in-situ concrete. Okay, you can have time and look at the foundation trench. So let me go back to the bill of quantity. Then we look at concrete so that I can easily see the descriptions. So here is one of the concrete, so it's a foundation. So let's see how we manage to get this. Go to the SMM7. Here are concretes. These concretes are being described under this point. You see that foundations, ground beams, isolated parts, they are all under in-situ concrete. Okay, also they have beds, have slabs, covered and then trod slabs, walls, filling hollow walls. Right, there's a further descriptions here and furthermore. So all these items under this grouping, you can see they are all measured in cubic meter or meter cube. So all these beams, all these things. For instance, let me measure here. Before a concrete can be referred to as bed, one is stated here that the thickness should be less than 150 mm before you can call it a bed, concrete bed. That's the differential here. So to call it a slab, the thickness must be more than 150 mm to 450 mm. You see, can call it a slab. Okay, for covered and then trod slabs, it should be more than 450 mm. Then you can describe it as that. I hope I make sense here. So pretty much using it is just a chart. You look at the categories and then you get a description. So as you are used to it, you don't need to be referring to the SMM. You know the standard you are used to. You don't have to be referring to it. But my point is that how come, let me go back to the below. How come we are getting description? By what means? So this is how we get them. So for instance, you now know how to measure vegetation or clearing on the side. So the next time I need not to go back to the SMM, so you just quote it, go ahead, and removing of trees and all this, so you know them by heart. So that is the key point I'm trying to explain here. So this is simply how we use the SMM7. So there are several sessions. So let's look at here too. It's saying that precast, the screw. Okay, let me go for it. So precast concrete. So here is precast concrete and other details. So if you read furthermore, you see, supposing they have a precast concrete, how to measure it in the below quantity. You see details along this size. Will give you follow from here. First, further information, more further. You need keep going, get more information as to how we measure various items. That is how it goes. So I hope you should understand here. Thank you very much.